I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's bite.
I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Maybe, hey,
Why do you panic?
the way you, Papa, you know Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's bite.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anoint my head with oil, my cup runneth over, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Thursday, the 28th of August. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. Let me begin by saying big thank yous to Sonar Fashions in Tamale for my outfit this morning. And they sew so well. Charlie, the guy is good. The guys are good. With all the guys who work with Sonar Fashions, they are so good. They're in Tamale, a place called Kuko. And you should connect with them sometime soon on 0246 590 162. That's 0246 590 162. They'll get you something that will lie nicely and smoothly and gently on your earthly frame. That's your skin and your body. And you will be so delighted that you chose them, because they deliver not just in Ghana and in Africa, but across the world as well. So please remember the number 0246 590 162. That's 0246 590 162, and they will delight you. That I can promise you. Also, let me say thank you to our trot drivers, our taxi drivers, all the people who watch us and listen to us, the creme de la creme, the high and mighty, the low and bubbly, those who tell me every time when I meet them, they tell me, oh, they were late to school, they were late to work, they were late to wherever they had to go because they were busy watching Johnny's Bite. I want to apologize to you and to beg you and to ask for your forgiveness, and to also say that we are in this together. We are in this together. So let's work at it and make sure that Ghana is a place to be. Now, I want to congratulate a gentleman who many consider a comedian. He used to be host of Eziban Zizi here on TV3. A great actor, great voice-over gentleman. And many don't know that he was a schoolboy for a very, very long time. Now he has graduated. The great Kwame Jokoto, MSc Defense and International Politics 2025. And I'm sure that he went for this graduation for good reason, because these days when you want to talk, people say, oh, where is your certificate? Who are you? What are your qualifications? And not so long ago, people were brandishing their qualifications. When GTech came, like the way FBI came into town, people have begun using the ones that they know they can go and justify with GTech. But this one, I can tell you that he went to soldier school and he has graduated. A round of applause for Kwame Jokoto. If you do not know, now you know. And this is a great, great, great lesson for all of us and for everybody, that no matter how old or grown you think you are, you can still go to school, because education has no end. That's the beginning of our sermon. Now, yesterday, I had the privilege of being at the... So you see me with some children. Yesterday, I had the privilege of being at the Anglican Sunday School Association, ASA they call it, and I'm a very proud old boy of ASA. And they were talking about teenage pregnancy and education with the young people. They invited me to come and share my 2 cents with them. And they love Johnny's Bite, I can tell you that for a good fact. They love Johnny's Bite. So from the coordinators to the facilitators, Reverend Father Dr. Ajimanu called me, Mr. Tego, we call him Little Sammy, Mr. Joseph Klotiakwe, all the guys. Thank you so much for guiding our children. Now listen to them. So you see, if you don't watch, the next generation is watching actually. So we're growing with the next generation. We have the older generation, we have the middle class, we have the now generation or present generation. Her scorecard is there every time. We don't have to rush. The scorecard is there. And, yesterday I'm glad that we shared 1 or 2 things with them. Lawyer Dujita McClaw of the NPA, good morning to you and thank you so much indeed, Council. Now, let's begin from where the plane crash happened. The state has honored. You remember I was here a few weeks ago to applaud the gentlemen and ladies who went out of their way. Nobody had instructed them. The spirit of patriotism kicked in and they decided that they will go out there and help with the rescue mission. First, to put a quote card up. And they have all been given 100,000 CDs each. They're in a group of young men with citations. And the President Mahama has honored 13 Sikaman-Brofoyedu residents with 100,000 Ghana cedis each for recovering helicopter crash victims and presented chiefs with 20,000 Ghana cedis to facilitate the traditional rites to purify the place, as it were. So if your patriotism is real and it kicks in when you're not doing what they call in the barracks eye service, you actually will be rewarded in good time. It doesn't matter when, but it will come. And I want to use this as a point to let us all be patriotic. So we'll stick to our job description. Some of us, people call us at 1 a.m. 1 a.m. Is that part of my job description? 1 a.m. When you are relaxing to wake up at 4:30 a.m. to come to work. 1 a.m. Some people bring their personal issues. Some people bring their, you eke out money from your pocket, fuck up money from your pocket, and you have to support them. Is that my job description? The many things that we do in this country, and many other people do many other things. If we don't learn to take criticism and we don't learn to be patriotic from the deepest depth of our hearts, we will all crash one day. And I'm talking to all of us. If we don't take time to be patriotic, we don't take time to be committed, and we don't take time to speak truth to power and to ask the questions that matter, but we'll decide to shield everything. If these young people had said that, the plane crash, we had to say, in Crofona, better for me, NDC for MPP for NTN to me, could Dr. Mwakon Hene and all the people who went out there to do the rescue mission, could they have succeeded? If they had said that, Ochiala, they are sitting in a plane, or multi-plane, and in a form with Fumuha, and Rumuha, no more better form. Sebi, no mu or Chiala. They could have said that, but they didn't say that. They could have said that, look, we are focusing on our work. That's our job description, to farm, to harvest, and to sell. So we are not focusing on anything else. What could have happened? This is great pride for them, for their families, for their communities, and for all of us. They could have just said, look, people who live in Accra don't give a hoot about them. People who even live in Kumasi don't give a hoot about them. So they won't care. They won't mind they should perish. Whatever happens, they should be there. They don't care. They could have said that. And there are people in this country who say that. They say that without shame. They say that without shame. To the point that you have somebody say, we have marked them. They should come. We will show them how professional we are. How shameful. Very disgraceful indeed. It's a mark of humanity, mark of patriotism. And we should all bow down our heads in shame if we have said that at one point or the other. Ghana belongs to all of us. Ghana is the only country we have. Let's stop the silly politicization of every single matter that we find. Have you seen a white man running away from his country to come and pitch camp in Ghana because the economy went bad? Have you seen some before? We are the first to pack our bags to leave. Look, take me to the Rage Hospital report, please. They say, what do you call it? The shortage of nurses. Now, if you look at the figures that are being quoted, there's a shortage of nurses. It's there. The quote card is there. Now, I keep wondering and asking myself, so all these stark revelations or startling revelations, would we have known them if this unfortunate incident that happened had not happened? They're telling us now that 88 out of the 88 nursing staff who routinely work at the emergency department every month, only 54 are currently at post, with about 34 already vacated post without replacements. That's a committee report. 88 nurses are supposed to be working at the Accra Regional Hospital, what is called RAGE. 54 of them are currently at post. 34, Otilon. So if the government in its wisdom, or the Ghana Health Service in its wisdom, or the Ministry of Health in its wisdom, had decided that, okay, with all the shortage that we have, you take these 88 nurses and work with them. And then 34 of them leave or vacate post and are not replaced. Is it not a smart thing to do by asking that the 34 be replaced for you because human lives will be at stake? I'm asking questions. These are very commonsensical questions. That's the first question to ask. 2, these 34 nurses who have left or vacated without replacement, did they vacate the right way, or did they just stop coming to work and that's it? And what is the payroll saying? What can the human resource manager or administrator at the Rage Hospital and the administrator tell us about these 34? Are they still being paid? Is this basis enough for us to start doing a payroll audit? Because it is the taxpayers' money that goes to hire and pay these nurses. 88 of them. So all along, everybody will be walking around thinking that, oh, Rage has 88 nurses. And this should signal an investigation into all public health facilities. Yes, it should signal it. Let's go to Korle, let's go to Kaneshi Polyclinic, let's go to Adabraka Polyclinic, let's go to Tamalip, let's go to all the facilities. And then if people have vacated without the appropriate authority or through the right channels, let us find them and let the Lord deal with them. Let's retrieve our money, Operation Recover or Loot. No plea bargain and whatever it is. No. Find them and let the Lord deal with them. Because we keep complaining about ghost names. And I keep wondering, if you have administrators at a workplace that belongs to the state, how do you get ghost names? Because if you come to my establishment, if I haven't worked, I won't be paid. So how do you get ghost names? And the ghost names only happens in state institutions. Who is chopping the money? Let's find out. This should signal an investigation into all the public health sectors. We can extend it to the schools and everything else. But let's begin from the health space. Let's begin from there. We have to begin from there and stop this atasa attitude. There's another slide on the Ridge Hospital report. I won't talk about fractures. I won't talk about dislocation. Let it live in your head rent-free. The truth is one, and the truth will always stand. I won't talk about dislocations ever. No, I won't talk about it. I won't talk about it. But we all know that the truth is one, and the truth will always stand. This has also exposed us to the point that, look, we have politicized health. And I keep telling you that there are 5 things we don't have to politicize: health, education, security, the economy, and agric. Sadly, we have politicized all. And in these few weeks, you have seen how politicized the system is. Yesterday, I showed you photos from Korle where the drip, as we called it, is supposed to hang on a pole, but the pole is not there. The bed sheet is stained. On social media, people were fighting me that so nurses are taking the flag. They think that it is them I'm talking to. But when you went to school, did your school teach you to go and be fighting or placing new patients on bed sheet that some other patient had used with blood stains that cannot be washed away? And the excuse that the blood stain, if you don't wash it early, it doesn't go. If you don't wash it early, it doesn't go. Don't use it. Stay true to the course and stay true to the principles. If you get to a workplace as a carpenter and the tools you need to work with is iron, hammer, and nail, you will ask the person who employed you to provide the hammer and nail to enhance the quality of work that you do. You don't go asking for a pay raise. And by the way, conditions of service is not just about money. If your urinal at work, you don't have water flowing through your urinal at work, and you are getting infections, it is part of your conditions of service. I think that we should all as a country pause and slowly read Act 651, the labor law of 2003, Act 651. Pause and read it slowly from cover to cover. You will see that it doesn't just talk about money. It talks about your safety, and it talks about the responsibility of the employer to you and your responsibility and your duty to the employer. Who is the employer in this case? It is the patient. It is the patient. And you see, consistently, I've had people complain about the fact that you get to the hospital, you find people on their tablet. I am not the one saying it. Look, it's been said over and over and over again. And the Dusty, senior in the trade, in this industry, he had to cause what, for want of a better expression, commotion at the same Ridge Hospital. Because time for somebody to inject his late big sister, and the person said it's 4 o'clock, Mapong. It's 4 o'clock, Mapong. 6 wait, please. It's 4 o'clock, Mapong. And the person just walks out. It's 4 o'clock, Mapong. The sick person is lying there. The oath you took is to the sick person, not for yourself. But the sick person is lying there. It's 4 o'clock, Mapong. The person to replace you has not yet arrived. If you are at a duty post as a soldier, as a policeman, playing sentry duty, and the person to replace you has not come, you don't leave. You stay until the person comes, then you hand over to the person. So how is it that you leave a dying person or a sick person whose next moment you cannot tell, and say, Mapong, I'm going. And when we talk about it, you get angry. You get angry over what? What are you angry over? If I sit here and I'm supposed to hand over to AJ Akwaku Sapon, and I don't see AJ or the newsreader, Mempong, you hold the fort until it happens. Because if you tune in and you're listening to us or you're watching and you cannot find the content you're looking for, you will tune off and go to another place. That's why people go to private hospitals. I have mentioned here before, way before Ralph started talking, I mentioned here before, it's part of the conversations around the implementation of the conditions of service. I said here that, look, the last time we retooled our hospitals, I spoke about it. You have forgotten. You choose to listen to what you want to hear. The last time we retooled our hospitals was more than 10 years ago. Was more than 10 years ago. Now, if I have hired you to come and do a certain work that requires certain tools, and you go to work and the tools are not there, but at the end of the month you come and take your pay, you should be questioning your integrity. You should be questioning your conscience. You should be questioning your conscience. We can all do better. The citizens have a role to play. The patients that come have a role to play. The state have a role to play. The professionals also have a role to play. It is not a one-sided, lopsided conversation that when you start talking about professors, so we are now beginning like some of the university lecturers, you talk about them in SRC meetings, somebody will go and snitch on you, and then the next moment, whether you have passed the exams or not, they will mark you down. What kind of nonsense is that? How do we build a society like that? What kind of nonsense is that? Look, I'll give you another example. This is Korle Teaching Hospital. Now, and I'm happy that the Minister for Health, Kwabena Minta Kando, MP for Dwabuso, he said that, look, I'll provide security at Ridge. I have stood here and told you how somebody's motorbike was stolen at Ridge. The matter was taken to the same Adabraka police station. There's a police post there. The motorbike was stolen. It was an emergency case. The person took his daughter to the emergency. By the time he got out in about 30, 40 minutes to go and buy medicine or whatever it is, the motorbike was gone. When he asked the question, he said somebody has come to sign his signature. He signed out and picked the motorbike. There's a police post there. There's a hired security man there. The case has been with Adabraka police. The investigator now doesn't pick the call of the owner of the motorbike. And that is a fact. And that's not the first motorbike that has been stolen at Ridge. And we know it. Yet we pretend. And when the matter comes up, we want to be so emotional and to pitch professionalism against whatever. Please. Please. You cannot be more superior than your employer. You are partners and stakeholders alike. Look, take me to Korle Teaching Hospital. This is a memo. When we talk, then you talk. But this is a memo to all directors, all heads of departments, CNOs, or senior nursing officers, all administrators, all notice boards. This is from Korle, from the Chief Executive Officer's desk. It's dated the 25th of August, 2025. Diversion of Korle Teaching Hospital business. It has come to the attention of management that certain staff members have been engaging in activities that divert the hospital's core business to private facilities. These actions include, but are not limited to, 1, prescribing of services or medications that are readily available at Korle Teaching Hospital and directing clients to purchase them from private facilities. And some say they get a cut when the medications are sold to such patients. 2, engaging private facilities to collect blood samples for tests that can be conducted within the hospital. So you find them wearing their lab coat, they go from ward to ward or wherever it is, they extract the blood and then they take it to private labs outside and then they go and do the tests. Question 1, how safe would the blood be and how safe would that be to the patient in terms of the diagnosis and prognosis? And in whose interest are those things being done? 3, Using Korle Teaching Hospital facilities and resources to perform surgeries while collecting money with private receipts or without issuing any receipts at all. Such practices constitute serious irregularities and result in significant loss of revenue to the hospital with immediate effect. Any staff member found to be involved in any of the above-mentioned activities will face disciplinary action in accordance with the policies of the hospital. Management urges all staff to uphold the integrity and financial sustainability of Korle Teaching Hospital. Thank you. So you are the same persons who are engineering the stealing and robbery of Korle. How does Korle get proper IGF to be able to buy the things that they have to buy? No, I'm asking you. You are the very person who is engaged in robbing Korle. And I've said this before. And we have the videos. You know, when in the past, when I spoke about the renal department, I spoke about the fact that, we're charging more than we had to charge. You remember that same Kwabena Mintakano, he stormed there as a ranking member of the health committee, all of them. You remember that? I was told that, it's only one person. What I'm saying, in fact, it started by saying that what I'm saying is a lie. And then I produced one receipt. They say, it's only one person. Then I produced two. They say it's five. They say, it's only 5 people. Then I produced some more. I was going to produce a lot more. Me, when I say I know. I do all my work before I come and stand here to start talking. So when I serialize your matter, I am serializing it with facts and figures and documentary evidence. Yes, Korle bearing me witness. And I want any group or any association or any union at Korle to challenge, then I'll put the videos up there. That your uniforms and the colors that you're wearing would tell the people the unions you belong to. Oh, yes. I will tell you how the bloods are extracted and the samples are taken and then how people cross the road, etc. Why do we do this to ourselves? The state cannot do business anymore with the state. I'm not against the private sector. But if you want to come through properly, not through the back door. If you want to come through properly, not through the back door. We run our state institutions down, and then we go ahead to bastardize them, and then we go ahead to say that, then let's privatize them and sell them off. Why are we so damn wicked? That's a TASA attitude. And TASA, you have no place here, TASA. You have no place. So I will be watching if Korle Teaching Hospital's management will actually deal with the situation as boldly as they have indicated in this memo. I say people wear lab coat, and we all assume that, because they are wearing lab coat and working in a teaching hospital, then they actually are working or workers of the institution. Some of them don't work there. They work with private labs. They cross the street and come and take samples and take away. And you and I know that when samples are taken, the blood samples are supposed to be handled in a particular way. So we will go and procure our reagents and everything else. They will keep them at the central lab. Things that the central lab can do. Somebody will sit in the consulting room and recommend that you go take it elsewhere. Then we'll go and procure the reagents, and the reagents will be there and they will expire, and we'll go and throw them away, taxpayers' money, we waste it, and we come back again. There is a systematic problem within the health structure that must change. And we must change it. I'm telling you. The insatiable desire of doctors wanting to be administrators of it must change. Administrators must do the work of administrators, and doctors must do the work of doctors. Finish. You may not like what I do. You can mark me. I don't care. I don't care. There are bigger and better people who have died in circumstances. I don't care. I don't care. And in wrapping up, let me tell you this. Yesterday, people were jubilating and said that, President Mahama said that he's not going to run for a third term, and that blah, blah, blah. If you believed that he was actually going to run for a third term, then you must have Taflache, your head examined again, Taflache. Must be re-examined again, Taflache. Because there's nowhere in our constitution that supports that claim. And you see, again, we politicized the committee work against the removal of the Chief Justice. We politicized it. Because we say that, the president is now packing the Supreme Court with his people so he can pave the way for him to do. I mean, Abba. Now the man has come to say, okay, I'm not doing a third term. So all the arguments that were made by all the fine people that we know, what becomes of them and how should we be looking at them going forward? Some of the things, we should not politicize them. Not everything must be politicized. Here ends my sermon. Please call me 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
Alhaji Peter T, talk to me.
Yeah, thank you very much. Let me seize the first opportunity to say good morning to Alhaji